Hey guys, what's going on? Kyle with the Car Guys. We actually just got finished with our 1K tournament. It's been a very long day, right?
Quite so.
But you ended up going undefeated, literally undefeated in Swiss.
Yeah, we didn't drop a single game in Swiss.
That's actually nuts. And so you finished first after Swiss, of course, and then you unfortunately lost in top 4.
Yeah, I lost in top 4. It was, even in top 8, it was I won 2-0. So it was like we were on this streak of not dropping a single game, and then top 8, and then top 4. Triple Trump was good.
Like you literally went 14-0.
Yeah.
And then just it got to you. It finally caught up.
It had happened.
And hopefully he's up game 1 in the final. So hopefully he can pull it out. He's from our locals as well. So of course you're playing Pan still. This is
of course.
This is your bread and butter.
It has to be Pan.
Well, any final words before you actually get into the list? Maybe your rounds.
All right. So round 1 played against GT McAfree's game 1. I just rushed really fast and he wasn't ready for it. And then game 2, he had a really weird hand, and I just sat back and didn't really attack him, and I was just playing for draws, and I would like play a guy, draw a card, and just building a lot of advantage, mounting a really wide board, and he couldn't answer the board, and he tried going for game and completely ignored the entire board. And I was like, okay, I'll play 2 negates, and now I'll proceed to destroy you with my entire board that you just didn't answer for some reason.
And weirdly enough, he beat me twice.
Yeah.
And then now he's in the finals against Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
So, oh well.
Then round 2 was Mecha Veggie. It was Kyle, yours truly. Game 1, I don't even remember what happened game 1. Game 1, you were ahead, and somehow I pulled it out. I don't even remember how I did. I just remembered I pulled out a
I miscalculated one play, and it's just like it.
Yeah,
it just hurt me.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. And then game 2 was
opened really bad.
Yeah, game 2, Kyle bricked and pumped cards by 5,000, and Kyle missed one, and it cost him really bad.
Yeah.
Round 3 was Lloyd, and we just drew. We played one game for fun, and we just drew. And in that one game, we won. So we were still technically haven't dropped a game. It was really good. Like, he had a crazy board. His board was like Jiren, 2 KOs, and some Khalifas, some double shot Vegeta. We just defended all of it, and then we're able to just kill him that following turn. It was great. Round 4 was a Bardock, right? Massayan, yeah. It was a Massayan. It was weird because he just played really weird. Like, and then he told me after the match it was his first time playing. I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Like, he was just playing like really balls deep. He always had like 3 or 4 cards in hand, and so he just pushed really hard with crits in that game. So we ended up winning that 1-2-0, and then. The next round.
So we're right now round 4, I want to say.
I think that was round 5.
Okay, no, yeah, because you tied with Lloyd. So
So the last round then was Tyler, and we ID'd. And then top 8 played against Mecha. I think there was 4 Mechas in top 8.
There was 4 because I played the first guy.
Yeah.
And then there was 3 others, and then you and Lloyd and that guy beside me didn't. Either one of them.
There was like 4 of them. I played against one of them. We ended Swiss. I was first seed. Played against 8th seed. 8th seed was a Mecha. He squeezed his way in. He was playing a really cool deck. It was like Mecha with apes and veggies. And game 1, he just pushed a little bit earlier than I thought he should have. He wasn't. I was tapped out, and I guess he forgot that Pan could untap. And then I untapped, and then his last attack, I had a topo, and then I proceeded to win that turn. And then the second game, I just had a really big board. I had a really wide board, like Fearless Pan and Chain Attack, and I think it was like a Legic. And then I summoned a Fearless Pan. And then I had 6 energy and went SS3, and then went Fearless Pan, and he just couldn't defend against all of it. It was just too many hits to defend. And then top 4, it's Tyler playing Massayan, game 1.
Playing the green version of Massayan.
The green version of Massayan. Game 1, he triple chomped with me. There was no green involved. It was just chomping for days. And so that was unfortunate. Game 2, we won the grind game, and then game 3, I just didn't draw enough negates, and he had back-to-back turns with Scientist Flute, and he just gained a lot of advantage. I just couldn't stop it. It happens.
It happens, yeah. Well, like I told you, you're gonna do well here. You've been testing a lot, so I'm proud of you. But now Post or Ratty, do you think this is the best deck?
I don't know if it's the best deck. I think it's very, very good, though.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, but you have to play smart, and it's really like a player-oriented type of deck where it plays as well as you're playing the deck. Like, the deck's not autopilot at all.
Okay.
A lot of, like, situational things.
Well, let's see your deck list, man.
All right, so, of course, always have to remember Mudkip. Then we got Pan. If you guys don't know what she does, when you play a battle card, she gives it 5,000. If it hits 20,000 or higher, then you draw a card. When you awaken with it, you stand 2 energy. Both sides, it has the same effect, and when it swings, you draw a card. Everyone's gonna know what this card does very soon. So 1-drops. We have 3 negates. So when it came to Unending, there was this big like conundrum in my head where should it be 4 or 3? And it's not that I undervalued the card and put it at 3. It was just I never wanted to have too many too early. And the biggest thing when it came to building this deck was trying to find a really good balance for it of everything between all the costs of cards. So 3 worked out really, really well for me today. Then we have 4 Kabas. Kaba was a very fantastic card, but the more the day went and the better I was playing, the better players that I started ended up playing. It's not that he was bad; it's just he gets a little bit less value because they'll tend to like be a little more aware of Kaba. So Kaba wasn't. I didn't use him a ton today, but when I did use him, he did his job very well. So he was there. He did his job. Then 2-drops. We got Quick Rush Trunks. This card's fantastic. I won a lot of games actually with like just 2 of these on the field and then go Fearless Pan and they just can't defend them. All the crit.
20K double strike crit.
Yeah, like, that happened a lot today.
That's crazy.
It happened a lot and it was great. This card's very, very good. A lot of people like you play it and they're like, oh, that's fine, and they don't realize it's at 20K because of Pan, and they just aren't ready for the rush. And then we have 4 Grand Tours.
Card's insane.
So this is one of those like super high ceiling cards, but like if you're not in the high ceiling, then you're in the core of the earth all the way down there, like you dug your way to China practically. This card, when it hits, it's fantastic. When it misses, it's really unfortunate, but it's one of those you have to pace yourself with this card a lot, but when it works, it's fantastic. It's a very powerful card. Then, of course, the best super combo for Red, Giru. He's dancing, Olay. He's just fantastic. A lot of times I was actually using Grand Tour for Girus just to
get him on.
It was like it's like playing a card that fishes super combos. Like that's insane. Then 3-drops. We have 2 Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Oh, why'd you play this card?
So Kyle and Brother Dearest have been like screaming at me to play this card for like weeks now.
It's been about a month.
A month probably. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's not that I didn't like it. It's just I wasn't sure exactly what to cut, and I wasn't sure exactly how it would play against Mecha. Like I wasn't sure of all the interactions. And then I think it was Wednesday night or Tuesday night.
It was Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. I put it in the deck and started testing it, and it blew my mind how good this card was. Now, for those who don't know what this card does, when you drop it, it gives everything red on the board 5,000 attack, including itself, and then Pan gives it 5,000, so it's a 325 basically. And at the end of your turn, it'll go back to your hand. That comes up a lot just for the sake of, in a sense, you have this card that, for those who play Yu-Gi-Oh, is basically like a little rabbit. And
it's just wind-up rabbit?
Yeah, so basically a wind-up rabbit. It's hopping everywhere, and they can't out it, really. And every turn, it's just going to keep getting you, like, this card by itself is, like, guaranteed draws for an entire game as long as you just keep having 3 energy. It's really, really powerful. I'm pretty sure I won at least 10 games today with this card. Like, I had a board, and then I played this after the end of the board, and they just couldn't defend all of it. It was like, too much.
Andy, it's even like a 0-5, which actually is relevant.
Yeah, the 0-5 is super relevant because like you play it, you push up really hard, and they use up a lot of cards, and then it bounces itself, and it's very comboable.
Yeah.
But since it's the 0-5, so it's just fantastic for so many reasons. It was just a very good card all day. Then there is 2 Time Patrol Trunks. I started with 4, then went down to 3, then went down to 1, and then went up to 2. And 2 worked out the best. 2 was the really nice number. For those who don't know, when you play Time Patrol in this deck, You look at 2 cards. If this is the first battle card you're playing, and you put one of the cards you want to draw, put it on top of your deck, and then Pan will draw it for you. So this card basically is like a 3-drop for them. So that's really useful. Came up a lot today. And then there is 2 Champa. So Champa was a very interesting card. When I started playing the deck, I put 4 in him, and a lot of people would like never saw it coming because it's like you're putting a card in your deck that makes your deck have an earlier turn of being lethal, and that's incredibly valuable. But the only problem I started running into was just the balance of the deck between 0.5s and 110Ks. It started getting a little off the more I was getting more reps with the deck. So then I dropped it down to 2, and in its place came the Gokus, so it was incredibly worth it to drop it down. I still saw it a fair amount, and every time I used it, it was very good. It won a lot of games today. Like, people just never see it coming, which is really odd. This is a red deck, and they don't see one of the best red cards coming. But then we have 3 Legic. This was a very interesting card. It's really dependent on how the opponent played, on how much I was using it today, but it came up a lot whenever people were just leaving battle cards on board. And so for those who don't know, if they have a battle card and you don't have a battle card, you can summon it for free without paying any cost.
Cyber Dragon.
Yeah, Cyber Dragon for Yu-Gi-Oh players. So it's really good early game because you like drop this, draw with Pan, and then you can play Kaba. And so then when you add with Kaba, like you just +1 that turn, and it's just really good.
And you have a protector for Kaba too.
Yeah, and you have a protector to keep them alive and make them keep dealing with Kaba. Like, there's just a lot of good applications. It's a free blocker. Like, free blockers are pretty good. Then we got 4 ability Unleashed Ultimate Gohan. So this card again is one of those cards that really depends on how good of a board the opponent's making. The better the board they have, surprisingly, the better this card becomes, because this card is like one of the best cards to like deal with boards of blockers, because it's like they have blockers and you're swinging and it's like they're using their blockers, or if they want to keep them alive they have to use cards, and you just keep using this card to draw cards. So it's like the turn you summon it, you're drawing 2 cards, so it's just more cards that are drawing a lot of cards, and it's just really good. You don't use it a ton, I won't lie, I didn't use it that much, but when you do use it, it is
try
really
to go
valuable.
full game.
You don't, like, sometimes you do try to go full game, because like people forget that the thing can have double strike as well. So that's one thing that came up once. I think I won 1 game with this using it to double strike, and they didn't see Fearless Pan, and they were like, how does it have double strike? I was like, his ability. So it came up once, and this card is really good. It's just really versatile. Having a card, like, the longer they don't deal with the card, the more cards you're drawing, the more advantage that this one card alone is creating. Like, it's just a really good card. When you go chain attacks and summon him against a field of blockers, it's amazing, because you have 2 cards that are just saying, please block me, I'll just gain advantage.
I'll just draw a card anyway.
I'll just keep drawing. Then we have 4 double shot Vegeta. So a double shot Vegeta, a really big staple. Really big staple card. The card's just amazing. You tap 1, it ends up being a 20k because you summon it on their turn, and Pan gives it 5,000, and then you draw a card. So they'll try to deal with it, and sometimes they forget it's at 20k. Like, they'll forget Pan boosts it, and that's when they have a little bit of a silly moment, and then we just draw a card for free, and it's just fantastic. This card's really good, especially when this is the card that helps you make like really wide boards, and then you go Fearless Pan after you play like 2 of these, and you just make a crazy strong push. Like, this card is fantastic all day. And then one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card in the deck, Fearless Pan. This card was insane today. It was very loyal to me. It's been loyal to me for as long as I've been playing the deck. This card is just insane. Like, it just blows my mind how good this card is. Like, if people don't know what this card does yet, damn, like, they're about to lose to it. This card is just very powerful, almost unfair, really. It has like 4 effects, and it's a 15. Like, there's just nothing bad about the card. It's just super powerful. And then 4 drops. We have 4 chain attack Trunks. He's the one that comes in the structure deck.
Card's nuts, bro.
Yeah, this card's crazy good. You evolve him over a Trunks GT, so you can evolve him over himself. And he specials a 15k or less from your hand. And he also can hit active, so typically when they have a lot of blockers, you'll go chain attack and bring out a Gohan, and you use those 2 to just push out all their blockers. Like, he swings at an active blocker, and then Gohan swings, and if they choose to block it, then you draw another card. It's just really good. Like, there's a lot of amazing things this guy does. Like, going this into Fearless Pan is just nuts. Like, a couple times I would like summon it, they bloodlust it, it's like, okay, awaken, summon another one on top of this one, draw another card, then use it again, or now successfully use it, bring out Fearless Pan, and just push for tons of damage.
Yeah.
And that happened a lot today. People like didn't realize that you can evolve it since it's still a Chunks GT. Then we have 3 Topos.
Card's nuts.
Yeah, this card won me a lot of games today. A lot of people like just weren't fully prepared for how to deal with Topo.
Yeah.
Some would say he's Jiren. I would argue he's the better Jiren, but we'll just leave it at that. This card was very powerful. Does a lot of crazy things. Saved my ass a lot today, and I blew down a lot of boards. Like especially against Mecha Veggies, you just bring this out and you go like a fearless pan play. Or you bring out SS3 and they don't want to combo anything to save their guys, so he's just like bam, 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 bam,
They
bam.
just Asura Priest.
Yeah, Asura Priest destroying boards. And then we have 2 Increasing Evil promo messing. So this card was a card that a lot of the people I test with weren't like super familiar with at first, and I kept telling them, it's like, guys, we should use this card. And I showed it to my brother, and brother was like, yeah, this card's amazing. So we immediately got a whole mess with them, and this card just came up a lot today. Like there's a lot of times people leave you at 5 and they'll think you have no other way besides Kaba to self-awaken, and then you play this and it self-awakens as well and does more than Kaba can in most cases because he's warping battle cards on their side. So this card was just amazing, and it being a single striker sometimes matters because when your opponent's at odd numbers, you just need a way to like push with Fearless but not also like give them 2 cards and then be left at 1. So this card came up a lot today, like very powerful card. And then the last card in the deck is Trunks Power Overseeing Time. I didn't actually use this. I think I only used them like twice all day. I didn't draw it a lot.
Getting super combos off this card's nuts though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like on your Awaken turn, that card's insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where it's like you awaken, you summon this, add a super combo, awaken, untap the 2 energy, you just tap for this, so now you haven't used any mana, and you have a super combo added to your hand and a 25k double striker. Like, it's just a very powerful card. I wish I saw it more. It would have been great. Probably would have changed a lot of games actually, but for the most part, we were able to do good with it when we had it.
Awesome. Well, I know we're not going to show the side deck because we have a little bit of spice there we want to save for our case tournament next weekend. So, any final words? I mean, I know that you've been testing so hard with this deck, so I'm proud of you for even, not losing a game in Swiss and then, coming in here and getting top 4.
So, let's see. Big shout outs to like everyone I test with, Kyle, brother, Lloyd.
Lloyd the most.
Yeah, me and Lloyd put so many hours in, like this, not like in the past 2 weeks, it's unreal. Brother, all the time, thank you so much for always getting cards that I'll need. Like, I'm pretty sure almost every card in this deck, except a select few, he got me.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, brother, for always helping me out and keeping me in games by getting me the card I need. Shout out to everyone that was in the car. It was super fun car ride. This wasn't a bad place to play it. It was just very unfortunate they have rugs, and I've been dying from allergies all day.
Right.
So I feel like hell, but we're surviving. We made it. We made it.
Well, congrats on getting top 4 at our 1K event. Hopefully next time we'll see you after you win a case.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's the dream. That's what we're hoping for.
Right. This is Colin, Angel with the Car Guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, subscribe, all the other fun stuff. Later, guys.